Awesome. Hey guys, so my name is Ryoga. Still consider myself a liberal, still registered Democrat for as long as I can be. Honored to have you all here. So I was also at the Battle of Berkeley, got assaulted, and a lot of other people here might have been part of that, which started with Milo and then continued with, local events that we had, and then Ben Shapiro. We also see this prevalent backlash against Silicon Valley with Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and other sites that really push away conservative views. And even though I consider myself a liberal, I go to right-wing right-leaning events because I want to hear the other side and I want to have a discourse and have conversations with people. Rubin, you've been a victim of it with your talk with Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro. Candace, did you get booted from Facebook once?
Yeah, I had my videos pulled down that were criticizing Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, which I totally agreed with.
Yeah.
You don't sound like a liberal, dude. I'm just gonna be honest.
And a lot of people say that.
I like you.
But
you dress really well, by the way.
And I'm glad you said that because what I'm learning more and more that, I still consider myself a liberal. The more I spend time with Republicans and right-leaning people, they're really just a lot like me, just their priorities are different. So, it's easy for me to say, yes, I support immigration, but I'm against illegal immigration. I think everybody would agree with that.
Dude.
I support gay marriage, and I like trans people. They can call themselves whatever they want. I ain't got a problem with that. You can't force me to call you something, but be you, live your life. And I think all the people would agree with that. But if you say something against those lines, you're considered hateful, which is ridiculous to me. And I think those three things I mentioned are liberal views.
Well, I think my friend, first off, you are a classical liberal. I mean, you are a liberal, and don't let people tell you that you're not a liberal. I mean, this is why liberalism and the left have nothing to do with each other anymore. You just laid out what makes you a liberal, and everything you said was absolutely correct. But that has nothing to do with sort of this collectivist, cultural, Marxist worldview that is coming out of the left these days. So you don't have to change. Maybe 5 years from now, you know what? Actually, I see all my solutions as being libertarian solutions, or I do think ultimately that I'm a conservative, or as I said earlier, defending my liberal positions is now a conservative value. All of those things may become true, but this again is why we can only judge each other as individuals. You have a set of beliefs, and don't worry whether at the end of the day you get pegged in as a conservative or a liberal or whatever else. Fight for what you believe in, even if every time those are things that are different than what I believe. If you fight for them honestly and forthrightly, I'll stand with you every time.
Wait, did you get into a Twitter spat with Talib,
yeah. Where you called me a house Negro and a coon, and yeah.
I jumped in for you.
And he did it for days.
Yeah,
for days. I gave up the conversation. He kept going.
I'm going to jump in and defend this guy.
But thank you. And I got 100,000 impressions off of your retweet, so thank you. So my question is, with this backlash against conservative ideas or conservative people, and since we're talking about left and right, more and more lately I try to make sure I clarify extreme left and extreme right, because those people still exist. There are still horrible racists out there, and there are people that want to burn down the campus if you say something that they don't like. But with Silicon Valley in question, with them banning people, silencing people, sandboxing people, I want to know your opinions on that, and if there is a way to fight back against it or get these companies to, take a better stance. Because, and I've said this months ago, before the shooting happened at YouTube, a lot of these people on YouTube depend on that. That is their livelihood. And when you cut off people's livelihood, who knows what will happen? And that young lady, debatable, but that young lady went to YouTube and shot up the place.
Yeah, so the only answer to this, the only answer that makes sense, that is consistent with anything else that you've heard up here for these last couple hours, is capitalism. It is freedom. It is competition. For all the bitching and moaning that I do about YouTube and demonetization, and we know about shadow banning and downranking, and the new thing is reducing all of these things. I don't want the government. Do I think that the government can somehow manage these giant tech companies better? I mean, if you looked at a government website lately, they look like they're from AOL in 2001.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. So the government is not the answer. The only answer is more freedom. The only answer is that one day someone is going to come around, and I know that there's plenty of conversations happening in Silicon Valley and with people that are getting out of Silicon Valley because it's so stagnant here. But okay, create another site. Go out there, study computer science, and he's going for a backup question. He's going for the backup.
He's going back.
Quick. Because, with those particular things that I mentioned, with them trying to ban conservatives, and that's really what they want to do. But are you saying that we should build another platform, or are you hoping that these institutions realize the value of, so for instance,
they will
Roseanne is
crumble
killing it
under
in
the weight
ratings
of their
right now.
own bullshit. That's what's going to happen, actually, because if you say we're not going to hire engineers who are white men or Asian men, and we're going to actually be hiring people who are less qualified because of diversity, your product will crumble. And guess what? Other qualified people will go to other places. I mean, this is what James Damore was talking about. I believe in the ingenuity of the human spirit, and the more opportunity there is for that to flourish, the better. So the government getting in on this, I just don't think is the answer.
So just wait until we build something better?
Not wait, get going.
Build it, and they will come.
Get cracking.